Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is me, the chosen one. No, I'm just playing. It is me, Samuel, and it's another edition of Points in the Paint brought to you by For Frequency's Sake. I know it's been a while since you've seen my beautiful face. I've been sick, things have come up, life happens. I'm back to give you that good word as it relates to NBA basketball. And yeah, let's just kind of dive right into it. Again, it has been a couple weeks. I can't remember where I think the last show was definitely before the All Star break. And obviously All Star weekends happened already. And it's come and go. And now we're in the dog days, which I like to say in the NBA. About less than 20 games left in the regular season. And yeah, so it's just kind of just counting down. Let's just get to the playoffs. Let's get to the playoffs. No major injuries. Let's just get to the playoffs and see, who's gonna win it all this year. So yeah, again, my Twitter handle is below. Feel free to tweet me at any time. I can be tweeted at March0220. And yeah, let's get to it. So I'm going to pull up the standings in the conferences right now. I wrote them down this morning, but not sure if they changed or not due to any games. But in the East, I have, of course, the computer wants to take forever. In the East, I have Boston, 1 seed, Milwaukee's a 2 seed, Cleveland is a 3rd seed, New York is a 4th seed, Orlando's a 5th seed, Philadelphia is a 6th seed. Indiana's the 7th seed, Miami's the 8th seed, Chicago's the 9th seed, and Atlanta's the 10th seed. Um, just looking at that right now, off the top of my head, I think that's for the most part probably gonna be solidified. I don't think anybody's gonna catch Boston for that 1st seed. Boston's on a crazy pace. They've only lost 14 games, and they've played 63 games. Milwaukee and Cleveland, they're 2 and 3, 2 and 3 respectively. That could change. Cleveland's been pretty hot lately. Milwaukee's been kind of up and down, but Milwaukee's still been pretty, still sitting at 42 and 23. But Cleveland has done, some damage without Donovan Mitchell. He's been hurt. So I could Cleveland leapfrog Milwaukee and take that 2 seed? Definitely, possibly. They're literally only half a game behind. And yeah, only time will tell for that. I think that 2 seed will mean more to Cleveland than Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee's been there before, but um, then if you're a 2 seed, I mean, you'd be looking at playing. Oh, yes, playing, but you'd be looking at playing Indiana right now, and the 3 seed would be looking at playing. Or I guess if you're yeah, and then the 3 seed would be looking at playing Philadelphia in the first round. So if you caught Philadelphia in the first round, if Embiid comes back or not, whether he's hobbled, you might be that'd be a first round matchup, a favorable matchup for you as well. Shout out to the Orlando Magic though, top five, in the East, 37-28, doing their thing. The Knicks are 37-27, but the Knicks have a bunch of injuries, which I'll touch on later, but they still managed to stay a top 4 team in the East. Philadelphia has slipped a bit. They're obviously missing Embiid, who's been injured, which I'll touch on later. They're still, they're not in the play-in realm yet, but they got to be careful because they're literally only a half a game above Indiana for the 7th spot, and then again, seeds 7 through 10 are going to be in the play-in tournament and everything. So if you don't want to be in those games, you just because you never know. So Philadelphia is on thin ice, and so only time will tell there. So that'll be something. I stand corrected to look forward to or to watch moving forward is does Philadelphia continue to drop, and do they drop to the 7th seed? Because before, beginning of the season when they traded Harden, they were like a top seed. They were one of the top teams in the East, right there at Boston. But Joel Embiid's injuries definitely hurt them a lot. Miami, 8th seed. If Miami ended up playing Boston in the first round, I don't think they could win. But if they play Milwaukee in the first round, I think they could. I just think Miami's in Milwaukee's head, so that'd be something to kind of monitor and move forward, see where Miami finishes. Miami and Indiana too, they're literally tied. I think Indiana has a half game lead over Miami. And then Chicago's 9 and Atlanta's 10. I think Chicago's going to probably be cemented at that 9 spot. Looks like we're going to be just a little bit under 500. That's how it's been all year. Win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game. We're just right there. Atlanta 29 and 35, and I believe Trae Young is out. That's another injury, if I remember correctly. So um, I think Atlanta will probably be etched into that 10th spot. I don't think they're in danger of falling out because Brooklyn's been pretty bad. And Brooklyn just lost Ben Simmons, and I believe they lost somebody else too. They lost Ben Simmons for the year, and so I don't think Brooklyn's really gonna challenge for that spot. And Brooklyn's about 3.5 games out of the 10th spot in the East. And then Toronto, Charlotte, Washington, Detroit, they're not in contention. Washington was actually eliminated from playoff contention, which is funny. They have a better winning percentage than Detroit, yet they were eliminated from playoff contention before Detroit. So just make it make sense, people. That's all I'm trying to figure out. Just make it make sense. Um, and yeah, that's the Eastern Conference for you. So let's jump over to the West. So the West, we have OKC Thunder at the 1 spot, Denver Nuggets are 2, Minnesota's 3, Clippers are 4, New Orleans is 5, Phoenix is 6, Sacramento is 7, Dallas is 8, Lakers are 9, and Golden State is 10. This Thunder team, they're really, they're young and they have a lot of depth, and it's showing now. A young team in the regular season, they can get up for all 82 games, and come with a lot of energy, and they're gonna just and they're gonna show out. So I'm not surprised there. They do have an MVP candidate on their roster, and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and they also have some other young pieces, obviously Chet Holmgren, and some other guys as well. So Denver Nuggets only 1 game behind them. And Denver, obviously the 2023 NBA champions. Excuse me. 2003 champs. So they're the defending champs. And you would think by the way the seasons went that Denver was like maybe a 4 or 5th seed, or Denver was irrelevant. And Denver's had their fair share of injuries too. Jamal Murray's been out. Aaron Gordon was out earlier too, and yet Denver's right there at the 2 speed, and they still got Jokic, still got Michael Porter Jr., still got Mike Malone. I think Denver is right where they want to be. They're sitting pretty the 2 seed. I think Denver can come out the West again this year, so we'll see. Minnesota's right behind Denver at 44 and 21. Minnesota did touch on some injuries later, but Minnesota has some injuries as well. So we'll cut, and they currently on a 2-game losing streak. So keep an eye on Minnesota, for the next couple of weeks, and see. The Clippers are another team I could see coming out the West, 41 and 23. They're in the 4th spot. In the first round, they'd play the Pelicans in the first round. That's a winnable matchup. That'd be a good series to watch. Pelicans and Clippers, and then the winner of that series will play the winner of the winner of the 1/8 series, which will probably be OKC. So I think this might be the Clippers' year. I might be jumping the gun. Maybe it's just me. Phoenix's number is a 6 seed, and they'll play Minnesota. And then if Minnesota's missing their key guys, it might be better for Phoenix. They could probably upset them in the first round. Sacramento 7 seed, Dallas 8, the Lakers 9, and Golden State's 10. And see, I said that earlier in the year about Dallas. They rely a lot on Luka, and they just got to kind of find Luka's kind of got to pull back a little bit, so other guys like PJ Washington and some of the other guys, Tim Hardaway Jr., Kyrie Irving, just so they can have more usage. Trying to just run your offense through one guy, i.e. Houston with James Harden. It may work in the regular season, give you some wins and some nice moments, but it's not sustainable basketball. You're not going to win in the playoffs. You're not going to go very far. So we'll see how the bottom 4 in the West finish. I don't think Houston's going to catch Golden State. for that last 10th playing spot. So I think for the most part, these I believe these standings are set. The order is probably not, but I believe the 10 teams are they're going to come out. They're going to be in the playoffs in the West. I think they're pretty much set. Houston's probably. I mean, Houston's 4.5. No, yeah, 4.5 games behind Golden State, so they could, but then they potentially might have lost their best player too, to an injury, which I could touch on later. And then after that, Utah, but I'm not sure if Utah's playing to win it or if they're tanking. I never know if Utah. And then Memphis isn't going anywhere. Portland's not going anywhere. San Antonio's not going anywhere. We all know that. So there's really no needs. I guess maybe only two potential teams to get in would be Utah and Houston, but one of the teams above would have to have a collapse, like lose like 10 straight or something, where they'd fall out and the other team would get in. But it's still about 20 games left, so we'll see. Kind of sucks if you're a team like Houston or Utah. I mean, you have this young talent. I mean, and maybe you don't make it, you kind of want to make it, get your guys some experience. So we'll see. We will see. All right. So my next segment, I want to look at some injuries, some notable injuries. And I might have missed a couple. Feel free to let me know. I know I've definitely missed a couple. I just thought of one now. Trae Young from Atlanta. I can't remember what his injury was. I want to say it was something with his knee. I could be wrong, but Trae Young is out for Atlanta. Russell Westbrook is out for the Clippers with a fractured hand. Julius Randle remains out for the Knicks with the shoulder. OG Anunoby also with the Knicks remains out with the elbow. Karl Anthony Towns from Minnesota has a meniscus. He's out for a month. Alpharine Şengün, I think I got that right, from Houston. He's got a knee and ankle injury. He's out. He's going to get an MRI. Don't know how serious that is. Benedict Mathurin for the Pacers. Labrum, shoulder, he's out for the season. Joel Embiid for the Sixers. He's got a knee issue. And he's been out for a while. They're hoping he can make hoping he can make a return. And I just Googled real quick. Trae Young had finger surgery. So he's been out. He's out for a month as well. Somebody who I haven't mentioned, Lonzo Ball, who's been out since 2022 with the knee issue, has had knee cartilage replacement. He's actually been progressing in his rehab, and he's been cleared to take the next step in his rehab process. Just wanted to mention that for all my fellow Bull fans. Grow with us. But yeah, it's good to see that, and hopefully Lonzo Ball can make it back to the court for the start of next season. That's what he's aiming for. So only time will tell there. So we'll see. But he is, I believe, doing some more advanced work in his rehab, and he's trying to come back from a knee cartilage replacement injury, which is, I don't think it's ever been heard of or something. It's really, really rare, from what all the analysts and doctors are saying. So prayers up for Lonzo. Hopefully he can make it back. Okay. Let's look at some rankings. I want to share with you guys some of my rankings this season. I want to do MVP first. I'm going to update these every week. I'm a little behind. But my last MVP rankings, I had Luka Doncic at 1, SGA number 2, Giannis 3, Jokic 4, Jason Tatum 5. I like it. Obviously Luka Doncic has a high usage, and he's very flashy, so he's always one of the top MVP candidates. SGA's been balling out for the OKC Thunder. They're number 1 in the West, so you got to give him his flowers. Giannis the same way. Giannis is just really just a force, and he just plays hard. And Milwaukee's top 2 or 3 seed in the East. So of course Giannis is up there. Even with the addition of Dame Lillard, he's still putting up his godly numbers. Jokic, and just model of consistency. Jokic is probably one of my favorite players to watch. Just the way he plays the game, his passing, just the things he does. If he's a guy you play pickup with, and he just doing this thing, like it'd just be so fun to play. And just the fact that he gets other guys involved, and he can also score on his own too. That's just the way I like to see basketball played. Tatum, who just does not get, that MVP love like normal, but Boston is number one in the East, and so he is up there, and I mean he's a major reason why. Don't know why he's never really higher. I mean he's got some other guys above him, and I kind of want to look at his numbers right now for that I'm curious. Tatum's averaging 27 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, shooting 47% from the field. His 27 points are 10th in the league, 9 rebounds, 24th in assists, 5.5 assists is good for 44th, top 50. Um, I'm not sure why he never really. I mean, Boston's got a stacked team, and I mean he plays with Jaylen Brown too, who's also a stud. Maybe if Jaylen Brown wasn't there, if it was just one or the other, he probably would, but the team wouldn't be that good. But yeah, he's. I mean, I got him at top 5, so we'll see ultimately what ends up happening there. So then let's jump over to Rookie of the Year rankings. I have Wemby from San Antonio number 1, Chet Holmgren number 2. Brandon Miller, number 3. Pods, Brandon Przinski from Golden State, number 4. And Jaime Jaquez from Miami Heat at number 5. No real surprises there. Pods has been playing really well for Golden State, getting more of an opportunity, especially with Chris Paul being out. And I think Moses Moody was out as well. So he's got more. And I believe Golden State moved Clay to the bench, so it opened up more opportunity for Pods and just been playing smart basketball. Brandon Miller at number 3, he just has the green light because they traded Gordon Hayward. They traded PJ Washington too. So he's just having Brandon Miller's in the benefit from just having the shot attempts and just opportunity. Wemby and Chet at 1 and 2. I think that's going to be a good rivalry for young bigs moving forward. I believe Wemby got the best of Chet in the last matchup. I believe he blocked a shot, something like that, after Chet tried to step back. And then number 5, Jaime Jaquez has just been playing consistent basketball for the Miami Heat. Jaquez is a 4-year college player for UCLA, and he just fits what Miami does, the Heat culture. So it's been a hand in glove fit for him in the Miami Heat. And yeah, these rankings change every week. But right now I'm very confident in my Rookie of the Year rankings. And then lastly, I want to do Most Improved Player. Number 1, my boy Kobe White from the Bulls. He better get this award. Number 2, Tyrese Halliburton. Number 3, Derek White. Number 4, Al-Farouq Sengun from Houston. And number 5, Cam Thomas. Like, this record really won't come down. Your record or your win and losses won't matter at all. It's really just looking at your jump statistically improvement. I kind of want to. I mean, Tyrese Halliburton is doing his thing, but he was an all-star last year. He's all-star this year. He's a good player. So I don't know if you want to give him the most improved player. That's just me. And believe Tyrese has missed a bunch of games, which will take him out of those postseason awards. I know that's for MVP. I don't know if that applies to all the other ones. You got to play at least 65 games or something. But again, he was an all-star last year. He's all-star this year. Most improved. I mean, I don't see that. If he's already good. We already know he's good. He's him. We know that. Derek White from Boston at number 3. He's been playing really, really good for Boston all year long. And they're a top seed. So that's definitely, he might have leapfrogged Halliburton in the Most Improved rankings. Al-Farouq Sengun, he's been really a lot better too. But definitely believe playing with Udoka has unlocked his talents. Hopefully he can continue to grow and develop. They like to call Sengun a poor man's Jokic because he's a big man who makes plays for his teammates. And I just want to say, before there was Jokic doing that thing, and I'm just not throwing any shade because obviously Jokic is good, but Joakim Noah was a big man that made plays too, passes too. So wasn't the first big man, but yeah. So you just and all those guys are just so vital to your team. If you have a big that can pass and do that thing and score, but it can pass to get your other guys involved, it just makes the game so much easier for your other players. And then number 5 is Cam Thomas, and I believe he's been injured and in and out. But now I don't know what Brooklyn's doing. Simmons out. I believe they fired their coach. Yeah, they did fire. They fired Jacques Vaughn. Ben Simmons is out for the year. Um, I don't even know if I've even seen Cam. Can't remember his name. Cam from UNC. Cam, not Cam Thomas. Uh, Three other Cam. I can't think of his name. He'll come to me now, but I don't even think I've seen him play a whole game this year. Mikal Bridges has been obviously Mr. Iron Man. They got Dennis Schroeder. I'm not sure what Brooklyn's doing. Nick Claxton's a good piece. They got Dorian Finney-Smith. Yeah, I'm not sure. If I'm Brooklyn, I would just probably play some of my young guys like Jalen Wilson. See what you have with Derek Whitehead. Um, and yeah, Cam Johnson. There we go. 6'10" guy from North Carolina. I haven't seen him play at all this year. I don't know if he's been hurt or what the deal is, but yeah, Brooklyn, I'm not sure. But Cam Thomas has been good for them. And he possibly could win that award as well. He came on late last season or the season before, but he's still continuing to do his thing. Cam's averaging 21.3 points. Cam Thomas is averaging 21.3 points, good for 35th in the league, 3 rebounds and 3 assists, shooting 44% from the field. I didn't even look at Kobe White's numbers, and he's the guy I want to win it. Let's see what Kobe's numbers are. I watched a lot of Kobe's obviously highlights and the Bulls play, and they're playing Dallas right now. But yeah, Kobe's averaging 19.7 points, 48, 4.8 rebounds, 5.3 assists, shooting 45% from the field. Um, but yeah, he's been balling out this year. I mean, he has, and so is Dosunmu. Just has better control of the game. Just watched them play. Just has more control. And yeah, so hopefully Kobe wins it. You never know. And yeah, that's all I have for tonight, guys. I love the rundown I did. Let me just give you guys some scores really quick. There's some games going on. Um, so right now we have the Hornets and Pistons are playing. Come on, don't do that. Pistons are beating the Hornets 68-50. Um, Cavs and Suns are playing. Cavaliers are beating the Suns 65-54. Bulls and Mavericks are playing. Mavericks are beating the Bulls 23-12. Spurs are beating the Warriors 22-15. And that's it for now. Raptors and Nuggets kick off later. Celtics and Trailblazers kick off later tonight as well. I could see the Nuggets winning their game, and I could see the Celtics winning their game. The Warriors should win this game. It's on the road playing the Spurs. We'll see. The Bulls are playing the Mavericks. Mavericks are tough. I mean, Luka's a tough matchup, but we're at home. I mean, so hopefully we can fall on that home crowd. But the Bulls also have some injuries as well, so our depth's kind of being tested. Suns and Cavaliers. Cavaliers have been balling out. I believe the Cavs should win this game. And then the Pistons are up 16 now, beating the Hornets, but both those teams are bad, so anything can go. So I wouldn't count it one way or the other. But yeah, I'm gonna call it right there for tonight, guys. Thank you for blessing me with your presence. This is another edition of Points in the Paint. I am Sam Odiemi. I will be tapping in with you guys here in the next couple of weeks as well to give you an update. And then when the playoffs start, I will be on more. I don't know what the schedule is going to be. I don't know if I want to do it every week in the playoffs. I might have to do more segments throughout the week. We have playoff Jimmy. You're gonna need a playoff Sammy as well. So I'm definitely kind of gearing up for that postseason run because I want to be on not every couple games because obviously all these series going on. So um, it'll be kind of cool. Maybe just touching on a couple games here and there, and I'll figure it out. I know you guys love seeing my beautiful face. And I love blessing you guys with my presence. But again, thank you for joining me for another edition of Points in the Paint. I am Sam Oniemi, and this is brought to you by For Frequency's Sake. You guys have a good night. Take care. Peace. What's that thing Mikal Bridges does? Like when she hits the three? I've been doing that.